What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got some new news for you concerning Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder has stated he has told TMZ that he could make $100 million for fighting Tyson Fury. You know, that is some optimistic thinking. That's what I'm going to say to that. You know what I mean? But the key word, he didn't discuss his salary or fight purse. He didn't mention that. No one knows that. Tyson Fury hinted a few $1,000,000. You know what I mean? We don't really know exactly how much that is. It's not an exact number. Deontay Wilder hasn't gave us an exact number. So for him thinking that I'm going to make, or I could make $100 million to fight Tyson Fury, what that means is he projects that he's going to make $100 million. You know, and I see what's going on already. You know, I see what it is. Deontay Wilder spreads the news that he can make $100 million. He sets that bar, okay? He sets that bar, that number of 100 million, okay? So then when he knocks out Fury, because that's more than likely what's going to happen with Fury not even really being in shape, I don't think that he is in that type of shape. I hope he is, but I don't think he's in that type of shape to win. When he knocks out Tyson Fury and it makes that much from pay-per-view, because that's what he's projecting, that's the only way. Because his fight purse is nothing near that. From fighting the most dangerous, unavoidable guy, which is Luis Ortiz, to fighting Tyson Fury, a guy's been off for 2.5 years on the couch with drug problems and other inner demons, I don't see him making that much. Now, with the buildup of the fight, the buildup looks good. It looks like it's going to sell a lot more than people think it is. But it's not going to do anywhere, in my eyes, of $100 million. Because that's the only way and the only place that money's coming from pay-per-view buys. Okay? So this is his first pay-per-view. And this is his coming out party. So he's projecting that high because, see, this is what him and Finkel are doing. Finkel has said that, has told him and instructed him being his baby, and I'll get to that later, and his prospect. That's what Shelly Finkel has regarded Deontay Wilder as. You know, those two things, but I'll get back to that. He's saying that he's coaching Deontay so Deontay can put out a huge number so that when he knocks out Tyson Fury, he can then, or they can then approach Joshua with an A side or a more of a dominant approach, okay? Because the dollar signs is there. Look, this is all about money. Deontay Wilder said the reason he turned down the Joshua fight is because he could make $100 million on this one. He did that because of money. He turned down the Joshua fight because of money, okay? Now, did he duck? I wouldn't really necessarily call it duck on each sides. You can't say Joshua was ducking because they were the ones that's offering the money. They're the A side. They offer the money to the A side, offers how much money and negotiates the money to the B side. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying? Because they're the people with the money in place to make the fight happen. Okay. Now, mind you, Deontay didn't want that. Because he felt that he should all of a sudden be the A side of the equation. He feels that he has enough of bargaining chips available to be the A side, which is just as retarded. That's stupid. You know, that's not even, I don't know why he would think that. You fight one guy and one guy, that's your argument. That's your angle. You fight Luis Ortiz and you beat Luis Ortiz, and you think that all of a sudden you are the A side. But I see what they're doing. So as long as they have everyone thinking that this fight is going to be $100 million or whatever, they can then come out and try to call shots on a Joshua fight on the 13th. That's what it's looking like. But on a two-way contract, we got to see how the fight goes. We got to see how it does, how it makes out, because if it does good, then you know what? The better the fight goes between Fury and Deontay Wilder, the harder it's going to be to make a Joshua fight. That's a fact. Because see, now if it does well, What's going to happen? Deontay's going to want too much money. Okay. He's going to want too much money. He's going to want to be the A side. He already said it. I'm going to be the A side in the Joshua negotiations. We already know that fight's not even really close to happening because they're not even trying to take the money because they're projecting all this other money that they even haven't even seen yet. You see what I'm saying? And that's the problem with that. You know, you're anticipating money, but you don't even know that there's money yet. But you're telling TMZ that you could make $100 million. The devil's in the details. Think about how he said it. I could make $100 million. So why would I take 15 from Joshua and Hearn? You see what I'm saying? So that's why he decided to take this route. But in hindsight, the back story, the things that no one's really looking at is Finkel. Shelly Finkel didn't want the Deontay Wilder fight because he's been coaching Deontay. He's been babying him. He calls him his baby. That's what he said. There's no need to rush. Newsflash, guys. Do you know who managed Klitschko? Vladimir Klitschko? Shelly Finkel. So how hard would a fight between Klitschko and Deontay Wilder be to make at all? Not hard at all. They did not want to. They didn't. After he won the Stavern fight was 3 years ago. Okay. He beat Stavern. I mean, the first time, not the second, not that first round blowout. I'm talking about the 12 rounds that he earned to get the portion of the WBC heavyweight title. Okay. So when he done that, these were Shelly Finkel's exact words. There's no need to rush Deontay Wilder. He's still a work in progress. They said that about him. Shelly. It ain't they, it's Shelly said that about him. We're not going to rush to fight some of the tough fights now, some of the best in the division. See, everyone gives the people from the LDBC and all these people, all these guys, Boxing Ego, all these guys, they tell you that Klitschko, that wasn't the best portion of Klitschko when Anthony Joshua fought him. But then they fail to realize that Shelly admitted that Klitschko was a dangerous fighter for his boy. They did not want his boy in there. So if Klitschko was that if he wasn't that favorite or wasn't that the best version, it was still a fight that they didn't want to make. See, Joshua and Eddie Hearn took the aggressive approach. Shelly Finkel took the slow road. You see what I'm saying? Joshua and Hearn put him in a special honors class. You see what I'm saying? He put him in there with the toughest guys quickly to see how he was going to do sink or swim. Deontay Wilder was in special education. You see what I'm saying? They coached this dude and said, oh, he's a baby, he's a prospect, even after he won the WBC. That's what Shelly said at that same time after he won. He was a champion, and his own manager was calling him a baby, a prospect, a work in progress. That's what he was doing the whole time. So make no mistake about it. The underlying thing, the hidden elephant in the room that people don't understand and what people don't realize is that Deontay Wilder has been protected for a very long time. They didn't want to fight Ortiz until they felt it was time to fight him. You see what I'm saying? They knew, well, look, we got to do something now. And then see, Joshua, if I'm Joshua, I'm like, I would be surprised too of how Deontay's acting, because when Joshua knocked out Vladimir and had hell doing it last year, Deontay was there. I'm going to address this again. He was there and he was kissing ass. Deontay was kissing ass saying, man, I got to do this over here. I like what you're doing in the UK. He was doing that. Okay. But then right after he fought and knocked out Stavern, which that was supposed to be Ortiz's slot because Ortiz had the banned substance because of the blood pressure medicine. That's why he didn't fight him. He all of a sudden start calling out Joshua, saying, Joshua, no more running, no more dodging, no more ducking. See? And then Joshua was like, well, damn, you didn't say you wanted to fight me when you was over here in my face, kissing my ass in the UK. You see what I'm saying? So this is what we have. So Deontay, for some strange reason, he feels that he was the man that's coming out. But little does he realize, he was protected. And I don't see how he was able to think that he was some force, that he wasn't on a special slow learners program. Because that's what he was. This guy was fighting guys. He was 33-0 when he got the WBC title. That's a lot of fights, dude. You see what I'm saying? When people, dude, Mikey Garcia's down. What is he? 38-0? 33-0, dude. 33-0, 35-0. When you get up there, man, that's career. That's a career record. You guys understand that? 33-0 is a career record. That's someone's whole fight history. And this dude ain't even got started yet. He ain't even fought. He fought guys like you don't even know. We don't know because the heavyweight division was dark for a long time anyway, guys. Remember that. There wasn't really many heavyweights, until like maybe the last 5 years. Then we started getting things like Tyson, people like Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua just coming out of the Olympics, winning the gold. Luis Ortiz just defected. Things like that. And then 5 years ago, we didn't even have that. So around 4 or 5 years ago, we were getting these type guys that were coming over here making a name for himself, like Mike Perez and people like that, and then, but other than that, you had the Klitschko's and they were running everything, right? That's it. That's what we had. So to say all that to say this, Shelly Finkel has done a damn good job at being a manager. He has protected his boy for a very long time. He has avoided a lot of those tough fights. Damn near all of them, except Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? And then he's managed to get Deontay into an easier fight with Tyson Fury. I just hope it blows up in their face. I hope Tyson Fury comes. That's why I hope he comes in shape, focused, ready, with the spirit of Muhammad Ali, but he doesn't believe in that. He believes in Christ Almighty, right? So I hope he comes in with the spirit of God to fight Deontay Wilder and upset him. Because this is the only way that will foil that whole plan that Shelly Finkel has. He's convinced Deontay Wilder that, guess what? You fought the toughest competition. You are the guy that has been avoided. You know what I'm saying? Hearns, it's all Hearns' fault. Yeah, that's it. He's got you to make you think that you're a lot bigger than you are, so you don't have to take a certain amount of money to get the overall goal that you say you want. Shelly Finkel, man, he's been able to do that. Then kept you away from the Klitschko fight, even the Povetkin fight. Now get this, to Povetkin fight, he didn't even want him to fight Povetkin. Okay? He didn't want him to fight that guy. He said, there's no need to do that. There's no need to take a fight like that with him. There's no need. Come back and build a resume, bring something back to Alabama. And then we can work on those fights because no one puts a guy in there with everyone that quickly. That's what Shelly Finkel said. I can't make this up. This is facts, people. Shelly Finkel has protected Deontay Wilder for so long. And Deontay, he has Deontay fooled like Deontay has just been here the whole time. He's been fighting bums. Tyson Fury is right. He's been fighting guys forever that hasn't did anything in the sport of boxing. You see what I'm saying? And that's bad. But now he's thinking that, hey, yeah, well, he's getting Deontay. You're going to make $100 million, so we're going to negotiate this fight. I don't think he wants to fight. Finkel doesn't want that fight. There, I've said it. He does not want Deontay Wilder in there because if he wanted that fight, he would have took that money. You know what I mean? And everybody, Lou DiBella, Shelly Finkel, Deontay Wilder's trainer, all these guys are getting a cut. You understand? And his trainer is also his like co-manager too, or co-promoter or something like that. Al Heyman. It's so many people in Deontay Wilder's pocket, it's just retarded. Okay? So all of them wanted a piece and they would have got a piece if Shelly Finkel would agree to that fight. But he didn't because he knew, I'm not ready for Deontay Wilder just yet. I want to make some money. I want to milk this guy. Oh, that's right. Fury calling us out. Let's get Fury. You see what I mean? But then you didn't want to fight Klitschko though. Makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. But back to the main topic. Deontay thinks he's going to make $100 million. I don't think he will make $100 million. for fighting Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, if he does win, and Tyson is going to box him carefully, and the worst thing Tyson can do is not respect his punching power and get knocked out, because he will see what happens when he does get hit. I hope he doesn't, but it's going to happen sooner or later. I feel that he's going to get, at least that jaw is going to get tested. Okay. So we'll see where he's at when that happens. But for $100 million, no, that's just stupid. That's just being fed to the media. We don't even know what he's making again, or Tyson Fury for that matter. So there's no reason to even spread them type of lies. Hey, it's optimistic, but that's not the truth. They just want that number out there. But get this, pay-per-view don't lie. That has to come out. That has to show how much this fight's going to make. You see what I'm saying? The pay-per-view sales. You can Google that. That ain't on no contract nowhere. You know what I mean? Hidden from the rest of the people. You know what I'm saying? Now I can understand why Eddie Hearn don't want to even show what he's making, because no one's showing anything about what they're making. So why would I expose what my offer is when you guys can easily lie and say, hey, yeah, we made more than that. You know what I mean? Without telling anyone. So that's my take on it, guys. I just had to break it down to you. Deontay Wilder and Shelly Finkel. The guy's a con. But I mean, he's doing good management work. And that's some of his plans. So I wanted to share that with you guys today. Of course, please subscribe and tell me what you think about this whole $100 million projection. Please subscribe, and you guys been counterpunched. Peace.